Why so? Because it is against prison rules, and prisoners must not even ask for it. What is allowed, then? Better fare, if you pay for it, books, and leave to walk about. I do not want books, I am satisfied with my food, and do not care to walk about, but I wish to see the governor. If you worry me by repeating the same thing, I will not bring you any more to eat. Well, then, said Edmund, if you do not, I shall die of hunger, that is all. The jailer saw by his tone he would be happy to die, and as every prisoner is worth 10 sous a day to his jailer, he replied in a more subdued tone. What you ask is impossible, but if you are very well behaved you will be allowed to walk about, and some day you will meet the governor, and if he chooses to reply, that is his affair. But, asked Dantes, how long shall I have to wait? Ah, a month, 6 months, a year. It is too long a time. I wish to see him at once. Ah, said the jailer, do not always brood over what is impossible, or you will be mad in a fortnight. You think so? Yes, we have an instance here. It was by always offering 1,000,000 of francs to the governor for his liberty that an abbé became mad, who was in this chamber before you. How long has he left it? 2 years. Was he liberated, then? No, he was put in a dungeon. Listen, said Dantes. I am not an abbé, I am not mad, perhaps I shall be, but at present, unfortunately, I am not. I will make you another offer. What is that? I do not offer you 1,000,000, because I have it not, but I will give you 100 crowns if, the first time you go to Marseille, you will seek out a young girl named Mercedes, at the Catalans, and give her 2 lines from me. If I took them, and were detected, I should lose my place, which is worth 2,000 francs a year, so that I should be a great fool to run such a risk for 300. Well, said Dantes, mark this, if you refuse at least to tell Mercedes I am here, I will some day hide myself behind the door, and when you enter I will dash out your brains with this stool. Threats! Cried the jailer, retreating and putting himself on the defensive, you are certainly going mad. The abbé began like you, and in 3 days you will be like him, mad enough to tie up, but, fortunately, there are dungeons here. Dantes whirled the stool round his head. All right, said the jailer, all right, since you will have it so. I will send word to the governor. Very well, returned Dantes, dropping the stool and sitting on it as if he were in reality mad. The jailer went out, and returned in an instant with a corporal and 4 soldiers. By the governor's orders, said he, conduct the prisoner to the tier beneath. To the dungeon, then, said the corporal. Yes, we must put the madman with the madman. The soldiers seized Dantes, who followed passively. He descended 15 steps, and the door of a dungeon was opened, and he was thrust in. The door closed, and Dantes advanced with outstretched hands until he touched the wall. He then sat down in the corner until his eyes became accustomed to the darkness. The jailer was right, Dantes wanted but little of being utterly mad. Chapter 9. The evening of the betrothal. Villefort had, as we have said, hastened back to Madame de Saint-Mérin's in the Place du Grand Cour, and on entering the house found that the guests whom he had left at table were taking coffee in the salon. René was, with all the rest of the company, anxiously awaiting him, and his entrance was followed by a general exclamation. Well, decapitator, guardian of the state, royalist, Brutus, what is the matter? Said one. Speak out. Are we threatened with a fresh reign of terror? Asked another. Has the Corsican ogre broken loose? Cried a third. Marquise, said Villefort, approaching his future mother-in-law, I request your pardon for thus leaving you. Will the Marquis honor me by a few moments' private conversation? Ah, it is really a serious matter, then? Asked the Marquis, remarking the cloud on Villefort's brow. So serious that I must take leave of you for a few days, so, added he, turning to René, judge for yourself if it be not important. You are going to leave us? Cried René, unable to hide her emotion at this unexpected announcement. Alas, returned Villefort, I must. Where, then, are you going? Asked the Marquise. That, madam, is an official secret, but if you have any commissions for Paris, a friend of mine is going there tonight, and will with pleasure undertake them. The guests looked at each other. You wish to speak to me alone? Said the Marquis. Yes, let us go to the library, please. The Marquis took his arm, and they left the salon. Well, asked he, as soon as they were by themselves, tell me what it is? An affair of the greatest importance, that demands my immediate presence in Paris. Now, excuse the indiscretion, Marquis, but have you any landed property? All my fortune is in the funds, 700,000 or 800,000 francs. Then sell out, Marquis, or you will lose it all.